Welcome back to your favorite channel, Top 10 Nigeria. At Top 10 Nigeria, what we do primarily is business development with a sprinkle of fun activities here and there. However, today we're introducing a new series, health related. Now, the reason why I'm introducing this series is because some people do not know exactly what to do with themselves health-wise once they are above 30 years. In fact, some people don't know that they need to have a different healthcare approach once they are in their 30s. So if that's the kind of content you love watching, you are in the right place. Here's what you need to do. Raise your index finger, bend it forward, and click on that subscribe button. Click the notification button right beside it. Subscription to this channel is free of charge. All you need is a Gmail account, YouTube policy. Now you can have a separate Gmail account for your social media interactions, and YouTube will periodically send you notifications when I post that video that might be of importance to you. Now, that said, on a more serious note, it may surprise you to note that the average life expectancy of Nigerians living in Nigeria is 55 years, approximately is 54.8 or thereabouts in 2020. Now, what this means is that if you live up to 55 or live above 55, you have tried. Your body can quit on you at any point in time. You can actually die of brief illness. You know when they say he died out of brief illness. I saw him yesterday, he was looking really good, and I'm surprised he's dead today. Yes, it can happen once you are above 55. Which countries are on top of this list? Hong Kong, Japan, Switzerland, Singapore. There is need to study these people. What is the lifestyle of these people and why are they living this long? What is the average life expectancy of those people? 85 years, a whopping 30 years difference. Out of the 191 countries that the UN has this information on, Nigeria is 188. We are fourth to the last. It is actually dangerous to be born and grow up in Nigeria. You will die young simply by being born and growing up in Nigeria. That's what that statistic is saying. And these statistics have been gathered over the years, so don't think that it's just one information that I've thrown out there. It's backed by history. This is what has been happening. So Top 10 Nigeria devising this health topic discussion is just to put it out there so that people will change their perception of health care once they are above 30. I have 2 university degrees, one in biochemistry, the other one in marketing. I'm trained in business development, I'm trained in project management, and I am an ICT professional. I've worked in 4 companies, and 3 of those I rose to the point of a manager in business development. One of the companies that I worked for, Intercept Health Products, I worked there for almost 7 years. I rose to the point of general manager in that company. It's a nutraceutical company, it's a health company. They make dietary supplements from organic plants based on researched scientific information. Very effective product. They will do research, find out what this plant does, and connect it to how it reacts to a human being and uses it to make a product. So their product is highly effective. We have conducted training, studies, several of them. Okay, so when I am discussing a health topic, I actually know to a large extent what I'm saying. I can hold a reasonable discussion health-wise anywhere. And as an avid reader, I read up on publications. I know what is happening currently. Any information that is relevant to the society, I read up on it. So this is a very great topic for us to handle. Because of this, Top 10 Nigeria devised 3 categories of things you need to do in order to improve your average life expectancy to be above 55 if you're a Nigerian. A lot of people approach healthcare from a curative point of view, at least in Nigeria. They do not visit the doctor unless they are almost dead. You don't know how hard it is for doctors. They complain. A doctor will look at you and say, "So how long have you been feeling this pain?" in actual sense, you probably must have been feeling the pain for a year. Most illnesses can be prevented. They have a plan for most illnesses if dictated at the early stage. Most people approach healthcare from a curative point of view instead of a preventive point of view. And if you are above 30, you need to take that preventive point of view. When you are younger, pre-adolescent, mid-adolescent, pre-adolescent is between 10 to 13 years, mid-adolescent, and the late adolescent, which is 18 to 21 years. Now, your body is active, your body is still growing, your metabolic rate is high. Anything you eat, your body neutralizes it, removes it, takes the one that he wants to use, and puts it to good use. You are still schooling, you go on errands, your activity is high. Even when you are sleeping, your metabolic rate is higher than that of an adult, a person in his 30s or her 30s. So your body pretty much takes care of itself, is functioning to the optimal rate. It's like a new car, you bought a brand new car, and all you need to do is just to service it monthly, periodically, add oil in it and change the filter, and you drive on. Now after 4 years or 5 years, things start getting bad there. Alright? It's the same thing with the human body. The human body is efficient, effective, optimally, primarily tuned work of art. Scientists do not understand half of what happens in the body. There are information out there, but if you should analyze the connection of organs, how this connects to this, that connects to this, how certain functions happen in the body, scientists can only but explain what they believe is happening, do a few tests and thereabout. But the human body is different. It's different from you and from me. So the research they did with 1,000 people may not apply to you. The research could be done with one particular race and it's different for another race. Alright? So the body is so good at taking care of itself that if for any reason your body quits on you, it is your fault. When you are growing up, it's finely tuned, it can take care of itself. Now, immediately you hit 30, it's not like immediately you hit 30, it's kind of an age range. It happens earlier for some people and later for some people. Alright? But when you're in your 30s, you probably have finished with your tertiary education or any training that you want, and you are working or you're married or you even have kids. You now send people on errand. You don't go for errand. You send people on errand. Those people are keeping up with the activity, but you sit around doing nothing. Not to say, maybe not saying nothing, that you sit around with less activities. Alright, in the morning you get up, you have your breakfast or you take it to work, you sit down in a vehicle, you get to work, you sit down for 6 to 8 hours depending on the kind of work you do, and when you come back, you sit in a vehicle and you get home, you take your food, you sit down in front of TV, you eat it, and sedentary lifestyle is killing you. You're not getting in enough work or exercise. Your metabolic rate naturally is reducing. Your organs are, getting tired because of all the abuse they have taken while you are growing up. Now, you need to now help your body. You need to now push your body so that your body can perform optimally and push past that 55 years. Okay? So, what we devised are 3 different categories. One is the foods that you eat. Once you are in your 30s, you are what you eat. Your body is your number 1 fan. Your body tries to adapt to every condition you put it through. So if you eat a lot of junk, your body will be like, there must be a reason for this. Let me store this where I can store it. What do I do with this? Okay, let me keep it here for now. Let me use up this. Your body believes that you are the boss, that you know why you are eating all these things. So it's keeping the ones it can keep and removing the ones it can remove. However, you don't eventually get to use all that you are keeping. So the food that you eat is very important. Now, while we were working at Intersect Health Products, there was this research study I was privileged to go through. And there is a sort of sigmoid curve of the feeding habits of the rich, the affluent in the United States connecting to the locals in Nigeria. Now, the affluents feed on organic food. Organic food is very expensive, like organic free-range chicken costs probably twice or thrice as much as a processed caged chicken. Eggs from an organic chicken and eggs from a processed chicken look the same, but they cost differently. The organic egg is really expensive. In fact, there are tags that you can put on your food if you are a farmer to indicate that this is an organic food. You didn't use fertilizer, you use organic manure. Alright, so these foods are expensive, so only the rich that can afford to buy these things, or that have a chef that can, get these things from the farm, prepare it for them, that eat it all the time. So largely, if you are rich in the United States, you can actually afford to have a good feeding habit. If you are not so rich, if you are not affluent, there are several options. Processed food, looking fat, robust, GMO, genetically modified organisms or plants or foods. They are available. Processed food, mass-produced food, they are very cheap. You can actually afford to eat those and, live on with your life. Then come back home, come back to Nigeria. Now, in Nigeria, you have the affluents, the rich people. They're all looking plumpy, pot belly, round, wearing expensive clothes and all that. Now, whenever I see an overweight person, what goes through my mind is, oh God, I wonder what this man's organ is going through. As a matter of fact, any doctor, nurse, any person that is health conscious that sees you, like a doctor, when a doctor sees an overweight person, I can guarantee you that he's not seeing your exterior, he's seeing your interior. He has actually dissected you and he's like wondering, oh, what havoc the visceral part in this man is doing, or woman. And these days you have to be politically correct. You can't tell somebody you are overweight. It's tagged as body shaming. I know there's something called body shaming actually, alright? However, personally, when I tell you you look overweight, what I'm actually saying is that, are you sure your BMI is balanced with good health for your body? I'm trying to think ahead of time. Like, if you continue this way, is it going to be healthy for you? Now, when you get to Nigeria, the rich see adverts on the TV. They love imported food is common in Nigeria and it's more expensive than local food. So the rich buy these things, processed food, processed chicken, imported foods, and that's what they feed on. They buy a lot of it because they can afford it. They keep it in their house. That's what their children eat from a young age. Now, every processed food, every imported food has preservative in it. Preservative is not natural in that food. It is added simply to make sure that that food is in good eating condition by the time it arrives your country and on the shelf for good number of time for the seller to sell it off. It has no purpose for your body. Your body does not need that preservative. There are additives in food that is simply for aesthetic purpose. It's just to make the color of the food look enticing to you. That's not the natural color for that food, but it's added there just for good look of the food. You are eating it. By 30, you should watch your activity. You should watch you get pre-diabetic. This can be managed if detected in time. For women, at least once in 5 years, you need to check your pap, check for HPV to make sure that you don't have cervical cancer growing in you. Because it can be managed if detected early. Now, the locals that are in Nigeria cannot afford this expensive imported food. They rely on their farm. The vegetable that they want to eat is in their farm. The chicken that they want to eat is a free-range organic chicken because they don't have money to go buy processed feed for them, boosters for them. The chicken eats and grows naturally, like in the wild. And this food is low in fat and high in other nutrients. And that's what they eat. They keep up their activities by going to the farm. You see the stigma of the rich abroad in US eat like the poor in Nigeria, and the rich in Nigeria eat like the poor in US. Don't let that be you. Number 2 is the exercise that you need to get your body. Once you are in your 30s, your metabolic rate drops. You reduce the exercise that you do normally because you can now drive around and you sit down a lot if that's the kind of job you do. There is need to improve that exercise. Burn off what your body has thought that you don't need. Alright? However, a lot of people get it wrong when they are doing exercise because there are several kinds of exercise. There is impact exercise, there is focus exercise. Is it good for you? There is low impact exercise, there is high impact exercise. There are exercises for different kind of things. There is breathing exercise. You can actually practice breathing exercise. It helps you breathe more and it helps you with your sleep. There is exercise to reduce prostate cancer, to reduce prostate issues. Kegel exercise. It helps men down there. There are exercises that will improve your sexual performance. I know a lot of people will like this kind of thing. Sex, what in sex could do for this world? Never write and finish. Sex. Anyway, there are exercises that will improve your sexual performance. Those things you need to form it as a lifestyle. It's not a reactional thing. You don't do it when you want to improve one particular situation. You build it into your life. Then number 3, finally, is your state of mind. A lot of people overlook the state of mind. Your mind has strong connection to the body. Your mind can order your body to react in a certain way. You can be worried over a certain issue. You are not seeing the issue. You are imagining the issue. It may be real or not real, but you are thinking of it, you are worried about it so much that you start feeling pains in your guts. It's your mind connecting to your body. Your mind can order your body to shut down some activities. There's something called the fatigue of the olfactory organs. Now, the olfactory nerve CN1 carries sensory information of smell to the olfactory cortex in the brain. Now, the olfactory cortex analyzes this information and tells you, based on pre-existing information in your brain, this smell smells like fried plantain. It's a good food. You should eat this food. It smells lovely. And in preparation to that, it orders saliva, your salivary gland, to release saliva in your mouth. It's preparing for mastication already. That's your brain. You didn't see the food, you just smelled it. It tells your brain to do that. Now, same thing happens if you smell something that is not favorable. Your body tells you, look, you need to get out of here. This is not favorable. Adrenaline is released into your system. You are preparing to fight or you take cover. Alright? Now, when you, for instance, you live in a place where there is a cesspit around there, or dirty environment with pungent odor, and you perceive this odor. However, when your brain told you that, look, this odor can't be good, it smells bad, leave this place, your response is that I walk here, I can't move, I live here, I can't move, this is where it's not that bad, just ignore it. Now, this information is stored in your brain. The next time your nose perceives this smell, bad smell, and it gets to the olfactory cortex, the information you stored there will be applied and it will respond immediately without your contribution. Now, it numbs that part of the brain that responds to this, to the point that you stop perceiving that smell. However, if a new person enters that environment, the person will be like, what is this? And you'll be like, no, it's not that bad. I can't even perceive it. I've been here for a while. That your brain is numbed. Your mind told your brain, look, told your body, look, don't react to this anymore. That is how strong the mind can control the body. So what do you believe in? What forms your ideologies? What is the connection of religion, football, music to your life, what do you tell yourself? Your mental state affects your body. So you should be careful what you put in your mind. You listen to positive information. I believe that your projection, your aura, how you perceive the world influences how you react to things around you. If you're a happy person, you are most likely going to come in contact. People come to you and they automatically start feeling happy. Alright? The discussion is different. If you're a grumpy person, people come to you for the same issue, the discussion is different. So your state of mind is very, very important. These are the three categories we want to pay attention to. This is an introductory series, and in the next series, we are going to handle each one of them one after the other. First, the food that you need to change your healthcare lifestyle for the better. We're going to bring you food that are indigenous to Nigeria, food that you can relate with. Alright? I'm going to put the common names and the botanical names up there on the screen so that other people in other countries can look for those food if those are the kind of things you love. You know, what are the constituents of those food? How do they affect you? Why should you be eating them? And it has to be a fun kind of feeding habit. Because if you are eating boring food, your mind is connected to your body. Your mind is telling you this food is boring. You are feeling depressed even though you are eating healthy. It can't be healthy for you. That's not a healthy lifestyle. So it has to be fun food that you can relate to before it will work. So we are taking note of that. Then the next episode we're going to do exercises, the kind of exercises that you should be doing if you're in your 30s. Alright? We are going to project a concept. The body is so adaptive. The body wants to do your will so much that there are some exercises that you will do. Your body will learn how to do those exercises to the point that it will reduce the energy it expends doing those exercises. That it is very possible that you are doing some kind of exercises, yet you are adding weight. It's because your body just learns it. It developed specific muscles, improved on the muscles that do those kind of exercises, that you are not expending as much energy as before doing those exercises. So the concept Top 10 Nigeria is putting forward has to do with something that combines the mind and the body, because it works better that way. You'll be surprised at that. We'll treat all those other things like exercises that help improve your sexual performance and all that. Then finally, we'll end it with the mind thing. What do you find important? And in connection to that mind series, I'm putting forward a question which I want you to answer in the comment section. Do you have a bucket list? Do you think a bucket list is effective in your life? A lot of people don't know what bucket list is. In fact, a lot of people, when they hear bucket list, they freak out. But just think about it. Do you think bucket list is relevant in your life? Now, these days is not common anymore. In those days, you find young people that sit down with adults, elders, and hear them talk. You get told folk tales, you get explained several things. Alright, but with civilization, a lot of things come in place. Internet blew everything out of its sockets. Everybody is glued to their gadgets, and you don't take out time to hear from an elderly person. Now, if an elderly person should open up and actually tell you the truth about life, if you're not careful, you'll slip into depression. If you're not careful, you'll give up on several things. Life is bleak. Some of them are filled with regrets. Like, I wish I did this during this period, at this point, at this point. I wish I did not do this at this point and this point. If they ever open up to you, you'll be surprised. But if you're a positive person, those kind of information will just tell you, look at what I need to do. I can't wait till I am this age to start feeling this way. So I need to improve my mind, the way I think, the activities that I play in my life. Do the things that makes you happy, so that your state of mind will be optimal. So that's what this series is about. And we always keep bringing some topics that is going to arouse your intellect, how you think, and help you grow health-wise. Don't forget, if this is the kind of content you love, click on that subscribe button and comment, like this video, because if you like the video, it improves its algorithm in YouTube, so that people looking for this content will find it sooner than later. Alright? So that's it for today. My name is Paschal. This is Top 10 Nigeria, and I'm out.